Civil war, poverty. There are reasons enough for young Africans to make the dangerous journey across the Sahara to Europe. But those making the real money are the traffickers.
Every Monday morning, it's the same scene. A convoy of trucks packed with passengers starts travelling north from the town of Agadir in the Niger desert. Making the trek are hundreds of African migrants hoping for a better life in Europe. The town's economy even depends on these economic migrants, many of whom often stay here for weeks while looking for smugglers who will transport them across the Sahara Desert. This young man from Nigeria, who doesn't want to be identified, said he wants to work in Europe. Although a university graduate, he couldn't get a job back home.
If you don't have anybody as a godfather or
anything like that, then you'll be kicked out without any excuses or anything. They'll just push you out of the land.
Push you out from the land.
In the so-called smuggling centre of Gao in neighbouring Mali, people smugglers wait at the bus station for new arrivals. Young Africans who will do anything to get to Europe. Many of those left stranded here find shelter in the migrant house. Often, though, they're kidnapped by smugglers and robbed. Ahmed escaped with only the clothes on his back. But despite that, the 18-year-old from Ivory Coast won't abandon his dream of settling in Europe. I see how well my friends are doing who went to Europe, so that's why I also definitely want to be there. Eric Comden built the shelter and has heard hundreds of similar stories. He says African politicians are mainly responsible for this exodus of young people. You just have to look around a little in Africa. At least 70% of young people are unemployed. And here, if you can't help out your parents, it's a disgrace. Many migrants say they'd rather die in the desert than let that happen. And as long as there are so many desperate young people, there will always be people smugglers looking for new customers.